doing what he did and why he targeted the places that he targeted and his reasons and his disagreements with the government. Actually, the letters he also sent in letters from his brother. Why wasn't stated, but those letters, along with the manifesto or the 35,000 word essay, actually was analyzed by an FBI linguist who determined that the authors were the same. And with those two red flags, that gave them enough information and probable cause to issue or to be issued a search warrant for the property that him and his brother owned. On April 3rd, 1996, they followed up on the search warrant and they arrested Kaczynski at his cabin, which was the property that him and his brother owned. And there they found a wealth of bombing components, 40,000 journal entries, handwritten, stating plans for the future, previous crimes that he'd already committed, and one live bomb that was prepped for shipment. And on January of 1998, he pled guilty and was sentenced to life in a Colorado Supermax prison. So, now leading into my next question. So when someone says FBI, what's the first thing that comes to mind? I'm pretty sure you don't think about things like positions such as accountant or auditor, though those are positions available in the FBI. I'm pretty sure the one that comes to your mind is FBI agent, correct? Good, because now I will go into what an FBI special agent actually is. So, according to the OPM.gov website, or Office of Personnel Management, special agents start off at about $50K a year. The FBI.gov website, FBIjobs.gov website, actually lists a few requirements if you were interested to join the FBI. You have to be 23 years of age. You have to maintain a high standard of conduct with big emphasis on integrity. You have to be available for worldwide assignment because they have liaison offices in every embassy that is around the world. You have to work 50 hours a week and be on call 24/7 because you never know when something might happen. You have to maintain a high level of fitness. You have to be willing to carry a firearm and use deadly force if necessary. You have to be willing to participate in various assignments during your workday, which could be from going through on a search warrant or following up on an arrest. Also, you have to be a U.S. citizen to be in the FBI. You also have to be able to obtain TS/SCI, or top secret security compartmentalized information clearance, and you have to be within the standards of the FBI specific drug policy, which is you can't have smoked marijuana in 3 years prior of your application, and you can't have done any other type of drugs 10 years prior to your application, which if you decide that you wanted to attempt to join the FBI later on in your life would pose a problem because you wouldn't be able to wait and get to the point where you did fall within the standards of the drug policy. So this is a diagram of how the hiring process pretty much goes. So beginning with application and screening, you enter phase 1, which would be a proctored online test, testing your critical thinking skills and logical skills. Following that would be, if they needed any more information, they would request that information, and then there will be a meet and greet process. After the meet and greet, you would enter phase 2, which is special agent offered interviews. So with those interviews, the agents interviewing you are specially trained just for that. So they're gonna test you, they're gonna ask you random questions that may spark a bit of hesitation if you're not too sure, or try to trip you up pretty much. So following that, you would have your physical fitness test, which sometimes may happen before, because they're currently doing a pilot program. And at the bottom down here, you probably can't read it, but it says that some stations are doing pilot programs, or the pilot program where you would do the physical fitness test prior to the phase 2. If you pass the physical fitness test, then they give you the appointment offer. If you accept, that will be followed by your background. They will conduct your background information, and if you pass the background investigation, then you will be sent to a field training course. This whole process takes roughly a year or a year and a half, depending on how the situation is and their need for special agents at the time. So in conclusion, after covering the history of the FBI, some of its biggest cases, and the illustrious position of special agent, I'm confident that you somewhat know what the FBI is. The FBI is really a great opportunity for people of all backgrounds. And if I piqued your interest with this presentation, even a little bit, I challenge you to go and do a little bit of research of your own and see if the FBI has a position for you. Thank you. And then that's my references. Ow, my eye. Yeah, no, my God. I didn't time it. I can't.
It was 1639.
What? Ew.
I didn't want to say like speed up, because then you would probably mess up your conclusion. But
when I saw mine, and it was at 9, I was like, oh my God, I gotta cut this next section. I cut the whole section.
I knew it was gonna be super long because I didn't time myself before. And I felt like I was